Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to look at chapter 4 and use this supplemental video about discerning the AI images. Now chapter 4 is the first chapter that includes one of these AI generated images, and I'm just going to look at some of the thoughts that I've had and I suppose technique or just mindset I'm in. Whether or not this is right or not will be determined, but hopefully you find it helpful and will be able to help navigate through this book. I kind of had two initial thoughts about this, and originally it was just that this was kind of used to summarize part of the story, just to add some space, add a visual element to the story at hand. Now, the other option, and kind of where I've changed or my view on, is that he has used tools to work on those images. What I mean by that is that he has like Adobe or Canva or some sort of software that he would be able to add and manipulate parts of it to potentially add a clue. The big part of this would be this interview with Treasure Hunt with Us. It's around this 11 to 12:45 part. Definitely encourage you to take a look at that. Link will be in the description. And from there, I'm starting to go into this place of find what the AI elements are, what was generated, and then see, are there some little details that might have been added to said photo. Now, I used this image earlier on. I just went through and used Site Engine, which can detect AI creations, and kind of see where it's coming from. And the majority of them were mid-journey, it seemed, although there are some that are stable diffusion. Note here that it's just orders it by the most likely one. But if you take a look, a lot of them were mid-journey and then a few stable diffusion. Pretty much all of them were there. Outside of this one, I'm still not convinced this isn't AI generated, but I keep putting it through and it always tells me like a very small number, like 1 to 12%. Again, these screenshots were from the ebook. I used the Apple one and then just plug them in essentially. Moving on, let's take a look at the chapter 4 one. Now this is the image, and I'll kind of add some notes too. You can kind of tell from these the people were most likely created, the shadows kind of, and then even these trees, it seems kind of the details of it were primarily generated. A lot of the stuff here too, most likely this mountain. Now it could have been a separate portion, but the majority of it seems to be AI generated. From taking that kind of overarching thing, it's then what details do we see that might have been something else? And the few places that I've seen, one that kind of looks like these might be sevens. Here it kind of looks like almost a pole or stake. And then the fog. Now the fog is what to me seems to have been added. And I'll kind of show you why. Like it's almost like a stamp or, this kind of translucent effect. Let's take a look at this as well as some of the other components. So here, again, it seems like there are sevens, potentially like 3 sevens there. Could be luck, it could be something else. There's also this kind of transparentish pole type shape or like cylinder. You can just kind of see that like the white negative kind of adds to it, and then the dark negative here. And then there's kind of this shape. Now I'm gonna kind of put it into a little more clear portion, but you can kind of find them all over once when you're looking for it. So here, this is kind of the part that I'm talking about. You can see this kind of clear shape and like 2 to 3 like bump areas. But here you can see that shape again. So just essentially rotate it a bit. You can see it again here. You can see up here that kind of bump portion, and then a little bit of that there, although it's a little harder to see. Same here. Here as well. Even if you go over here, you can see that double shape a little more clearly. There's some over here, and probably a lot of other places too in this image. So it kind of seems like he's taken this kind of pattern and just kind of placed it everywhere. Now, is that a clue or not? Not sure. If you want to stick with me for some more kind of pseudo conspiracy or out there theories, I thought the shape kind of looked similar, so I wanted to take a look at it, and that's that butterfly of our unbreakable threads. Now, it's not exact, but it's surprisingly close. So you can kind of see, I mean, it has the bump there. It is missing kind of that details at the end, but that basic shape there is surprisingly close to me. So again, looking at that technique of what's AI, then what's not. Could this pattern be put all over? Potentially, but I think it's very unlikely that AI just picked a random pattern and like copy pasted it all over the place. And it wasn't meant to be there. So it seemed intentional. Now, is this the actual answer to it? Not sure. I don't know what to think of it. It's enough that I thought this could be something. Again, you have to make quite a few connections. Like one, you have to decide this butterfly was intentional somehow with another book and make that connection. And then somehow bringing it here. It's out there, but it was close enough. I wanted to at least post it because I think it's pretty cool. But what it's for, I don't know. But in any case, that's pretty much the extent of this one. If you have other ideas of what this shape could be, or, agree, disagree, all of that, thank you again for watching, and do those social things. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Till the next one, bye now.